Hi, I'm Muniz, and today I'm going to show you my 3 favorite exercises. So I put myself again at a level that I'm going to do all 3 exercises at the same. I already set my leg pulleys up and my arm pulleys are ready for me. The first one is semicircle. You're going to use a tow bar, but if you don't have a tow bar, the squat stand is just fine, which is what I'm going to use. If it feels too rough on the arches of your feet, just put a towel or a cupboard scrubby right there to cushion it out a little bit. So you're going to push the board up, you're going to scoot down. Now once you're here, you want to make sure you watch your hands and where they are on the rails. I'm just going to scoot the glide board up. Remember, please only bring the glide board to your body part on your back where you're comfortable. If this is enough right here and you're not strong enough for the board to go up, it's okay. I'm going to take my glide board and I'm going to slide it to where it's right about my bra strap area. I'm going to bring my heels together and my toes apart, right around low arch. My arms are extended on the side of the board. Please be careful to watch the rails. So you're not grabbing onto anything, you're actually just pressing. So you have some kind of pressure there. I'm going to drop your shoulders. I'm going to start with our hips down into the gully. So I have a nice open neck, soft chest. Everything's relaxed right here. Squeezing my heels together on a deep inhale. I'm going to take an exhale and sink my lower abdominal muscles. That will activate the rolling up of my spine until I'm in a nice bridge. You have to see that I am not up on my neck. I'm between my shoulder blades. Never, never, never be up on your neck. Stay nice and soft right through here. I'm going to extend my legs halfway back so that my hamstrings are really engaged. And I'm going to roll down from my rib cage, my belly button, my tailbone, till I'm all the way down. And I'm reaching my arms, dropping my shoulders, and squeezing my heels. Inhale, bend the board and the knees in, and exhale, roll back up to your bridge. Inhale, extend, and melt the spine down, lengthening your neck, and bend the knees. You're going to reverse it. You're going to inhale, extend, exhale, here we go again. Peel your pelvis all the way up till you're in a nice bridge. Bend the knees, pulling your body in, and melt the spine back down. This feels so good on every part of my body. So this is your movement. And you're going to roll back down. When you've done 4 or 5 each way, you're going to slowly scoot yourself up. Grab the top of the board, slide it underneath you, straighten your legs, and then come on up to sitting. Semicircle. Love that exercise. So you're going to slowly take that down, come over here, and all I have to do is hook up. Everything is ready. My next exercise that I love is seated surfer. I love this because it forces you to be in a position in a slight uphill. You're in an incline. So when you're in that way, the muscles that engage are going to be your lower abdominal muscles. If you sit on a hill, think about it. You don't want to fall back. So all the muscles that engage are going to be those lower muscles that you have to force yourself to use, and your erector muscles. So your spine has to be nice and tall. You're going to put yourself on the board wherever you feel comfortable. Everybody has a different height to them. I'm going to put myself right here. If you have tight hamstrings, this will be a challenge, but it's a good challenge. You want to think of your legs engaging into the board. You can do it with your toes pointed, or you can do it with your feet flexed. Just going to feel it completely different. Lift up your body as tall as you can. You're going to find in the beginning, if you have bad posture and you have tight hamstrings and glutes, you're probably going to be like this a little bit. Force yourself to find your posture, okay? So my legs are extended. Also, one more thing, if your legs are long, bring them out to the side a little bit so they don't bump into the tower. So you're gonna sit up nice and tall, lower abdominal muscles in, and all you're gonna do is exhale, pull back, and release. I know this seems like, oh, well, that's easy. That's an easy exercise. Fooled ya. When you get into the position and you're forced to do it with proper alignment, you can feel everything engaging. And then I'm gonna flex my feet. But as you see, the crown of my head is still reaching into the ceiling. My fingertips are reaching down into the ground. Point my feet. My legs are fully engaged. My back muscles are keeping me nice and lifted. And I feel right here in these sections pulling me up. I love it. That's seated surfer. If you want a little variation in between it, do about 4 of them and then allow yourself to go forward into a forward bend. And this feels so good. From there, you'll stack your spine, you'll pull back, and you'll allow it to stretch again. Do about 4 surfer moves in between each stretch. And then at the very end, give yourself a treat and stretch. And in the stretch, also do it with a flexed foot. That way you'll feel a real deep hamstring stretch. And then do it with a pointed foot. All right. Exercise number 3. Unhook. So I already have leg pulleys here. So all I have to do is hook it up. This probably next to semicircle, one of my absolute favorites. And if you read the blog, you'll see why. I had a baby about 2 years ago, and I had really injured hips and inner thighs from it. And this is the exercise I turned to. So you're gonna bring yourself again. Everybody is a different height, so you'll put yourself on the board where you feel confident and comfortable for your body enough. You have support up here so you can lay your head down, all right? Put your left foot on the squat stand. Get that right foot, if you're gonna start with your right foot, into the strap. And then I'm gonna take my bottom leg and I'm just gonna gently bend it on the bottom of the board. Now, I'm gonna lay my head here, but this isn't gonna be relaxed, so I'm not just like a couch potato. Everything's still engaged, so my shoulders are down, my abdominal muscles are in, and I'm gonna lengthen my top leg out. Now, this is crucial, hips. You want your top hip bone stacked on top of your bottom hip bone. You wanna maintain your neutral spine and your alignment. Even though you're on your side and you think, oh, but I'm gonna be really flexible, I'm gonna let my leg come all the way up. Well, if your hips are lifting at the same time, then it really doesn't matter how flexible you are because you've changed the range of motion in the socket. So, to get full work in the socket, try to keep your hips nice and stacked and over. Resist the urge to let your hip fall back. Keep it nice and lifted. And remember, like I said, start very small, especially those of you with very tight inner thighs and growing. And if you have issues in your hips here, I don't want you to pull anything. So start small so that eventually you can go big. So your abdominal muscles are pulled in. My right leg is extended, sorry. I'm gonna reach my right toes as far as I can from my hip socket. I'm gonna keep my hips here. I'm gonna lengthen my neck and draw my shoulders down. Now, I'm gonna imagine that my toe has a red marker on it, and I'm gonna draw circles, the perfect circle with that red marker away from me. And I'm gonna slowly, once I feel more confident on it, if you want to put your hand right here on the edge, watch the rails, but just for support, I'm gonna slowly get bigger and bigger. As you can see, my hip is still stacked on top of my other hip. So I am actually getting the maximum range of motion in the socket. and around. And then you're gonna reverse that. Bring it around. And if you wanna start small with that one, reverse. Nice and small. You're gonna find that your leg's kinda not gonna do a circle. It's gonna end up doing a triangle at first, but try to force yourself to lengthen out of that hip socket, doing a nice circle, and then you're gonna get bigger. Control right here, abs in, watch that hip, rotate it around. This is so nice, and there's nowhere else you can get this. And then reverse it back again. So you wanna do that at least 4 times each side, and once you get better, add more until you just feel like you're comfortable and you've done enough to work out that leg, stretch it out. You're gonna put your left foot down back onto the squat stand and then take your foot out. All right, so those are my 3 favorite exercises on the total gym. Semicircle, seated surfer, and leg pulley, sideline leg pulley. Love it. Remember to switch to the other side so you're not always doing one side. Take your time, enjoy, focus on your movement, nice deep breaths. Always remember to try to let your breath and your abdominal muscles move you, okay? Just because you're working your leg doesn't mean it's just a leg exercise. It's an all-body exercise, and your breath has to be right there with you. If we didn't have breath, we would cease to exist. So let your breath be just as important as anything else to you, like drinking water. It's very crucial for your movement and for your life. And on that note, thanks. See you later. Bye-bye.